All right, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We are halfway home, just over halfway home on the Matt Murphy Show this Thursday, February the 26th. Thank you for being with us. It's episode 986. Believe it or not, we are approaching 1,000 episodes on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Started from noon until 3. Now we're on 3 until 7, and we thank you whatever amount of time you're able to give us on a daily basis. There are some of you that started with us on episode 1, and here we are, 986 episodes later. I appreciate our next guest. We're going to get into a conversation with Tori Venables with Americans for Prosperity about their focus, their priorities, and a big event that's coming up, plus some goings on. I had no idea. Hey, Tori.
Hey.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, Tori.
Hey, Matt.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. The first thing Tori said to me is, you look grumpy.
I said cranky, actually.
Oh, did you? Okay, I forgot.
And then he told me if I told him he sounded cranky, that he was going to be even more cranky.
I said, if you tell me I sound cranky, it makes me more cranky. But I can't be cranky around you.
Well, you shouldn't.
You're bubbly and effervescent.
Effervescent. I think that's a great word to describe me.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I said it. So you got a lot going on, and I had no idea that there was a pretty big announcement from Americans for Prosperity Tennessee today.
There was. So we have launched Americans for AFP State PAC, and our state PAC has endorsed Marsha Blackburn for governor this morning.
Well, hello. Well, yeah. I mean, how about that?
She is a proven conservative, and we are happy to be behind her.
I feel like a lot of that's going on pretty early on. I think it's I think Marsha's. I mean, it's hers to lose. I mean, I think Tennessee has spoken. Conservative Tennessee has spoken pretty loudly and clearly. I'm not one to lean on polling data because I think a poll is just a snapshot in time and things can change. The poll that I'm interested in happens in the primaries or in November, but. I think the people believe that she has proven herself time and time again. And
she absolutely has. She's a policy champion for Americans for Prosperity and for grassroots all across Tennessee. So, I mean, if you look at any policy issues, she is well-informed and knows what to do next, and we're excited to see what she's going to do as our next governor.
And apparently she knows how to make a call to the head of the Nashville Electric Service when the time comes, although we don't know that she actually made the call. But do you make anything of that? I mean, is that just silliness?
Absolutely nothing of it. I mean, it's a big nothing burger of a story. I mean, who wouldn't make the call? If I had Teresa Apple, I forget her last name. If I had the lady's number and my house was out of power, I would have called also and said, hey, when's my power going to be turned on?
You know who I know would have called? Your boy Michael Lotfi would have called.
Oh, he 100% would have called.
Because he was out. They were out for
He would have been mass texting her. He might have given out her cell phone number if he had
because I think they reached double digits out of power, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they did.
His house. Well, that's big news, I suppose. I mean, for Americans for Prosperity to make and it. I feel compelled to ask you. I mean, obviously, you are focused on who you believe is best for the job right now. This is nothing against Congressman Rose, I would suppose.
No, not against Congressman Rose at all. But, I mean, Marsha Blackburn has been a policy champion for us. I mean, we also endorsed her when she ran for U.S. Senate back in 2018. So it's not really a surprise coming to anyone that she would be our pick after all the things that she's done for Tennessee and her alignment with Americans for Prosperity.
So speaking of people in the same mindset with AFP, obviously I am, and I love your organization. I love what you guys do. And I was very appreciative that you asked me to be a little bitty part of a big event that you've got coming up a little bit later on in the
hugest event, the biggest event. We are celebrating America's 250th birthday.
That's pretty big. That's pretty big. That's a big one.
It is a big one. And we're going to do that on March 11th at the Musicians Hall of Fame right here in Nashville at the Original Frontier. So we're going to have some knockout speakers. The Matt Murphy is going to be here with us. And then we will also have Congressman Matt Van Epps and Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs. Glenn Jacobs.
And and those names alone should fill the place. I mean, obviously. But you were telling me about some feelers that you have, and we can't talk about it right now, but I'm so very excited about who else might fill out the program. It's going to be great. It's going to be fabulous. There's going to be a celebration. And here's the best part. It's free.
It is free.
Yeah.
It is free. And to top it off, because we're a grassroots organization and we're right where this event is right across from the legislative complex, we're having a mini day on the Hill. So any of our volunteers that want to join us for a day on the Hill that day, they can reach out to Pamela Furr, our fabulous grassroots director here in Middle Tennessee. We'll pay for their parking, and they can come help us pass the Education Freedom Scholarships through the Senate, watch it pass through the Senate Senate Education Committee on March 11th at 3 p.m. that day.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So you can watch some stuff pass and then come over and have some food, drink, whatnot. Yeah, that sounds good. So someone just wrote me, and I will ask the question as asked by Keith, loyal listener to the Matt Murphy Show. I'll let you answer. I have an answer, but I don't want to get in front of you.
Okay.
We're talking about Marsha. You guys just endorsed Marsha Blackburn for governor. Would you ask Tori, I guess, is the name you're looking for there, Keith, something she has accomplished in her political career, please? I guess he is referring to Marsha Blackburn.
Well, the biggest thing that we're thanking her for right now as senator is passing the working families tax cuts, which is going to save the average Tennessee family over $2,200.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. And if you look at everything that's in that one big, beautiful bill that we've been talking about, whether it's the child tax credits or the tax cuts, preserving those for Tennesseans, I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Like, I don't have all of it in front of me right now, but it was innumerable. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. These are all things that are like we wanted to see from a fiscal perspective.
And I will say this, and I'm not Keith. I understand that, you know, you ask the open-ended question, you get answers. I'm not here to defend Marsha Blackburn. Marsha Blackburn can defend her record and herself. However, I know when I first became aware of Marsha Blackburn, I was in Alabama, and it was when Marsha Blackburn used her power and position as a member of the General Assembly to stop, and some would say single-handedly stop, along with Phil Valentine to a certain degree. I mean, well, Phil was a big part of it, don't get me wrong, but single-handedly stop a state income tax in the state of Tennessee. I think that that's a pretty big deal. And Keith, I mean, you know, if you're just going to say, well, that wasn't her initiative or that wasn't her, well, then I don't know what to tell you. You ask a question. What has she accomplished? Well, what do lawmakers accomplish other than to pass laws or to support legislation that's going to be good for the people that they represent? So, you know, you ask the question, you get the answer, and then you don't like the answer and say, well, with that, I mean, well, okay. Well, if you don't like her, you just don't like her. That's fine. You get to vote for someone else in that case. That's what America's all about.
And hey, that was stopping the income tax in Tennessee. I wasn't involved in politics at all. I was, you know, quite young at the time. And, you know, I got wrapped up in it also, knew nothing about politics or anything. And I just heard on the radio that they were stopping a state income tax. And I sure did drive myself down to the Capitol.
That's awesome.
And blow my horn driving around the Capitol.
That was Phil's deal,
That was
man.
like
That was so
my
good.
first political act. So, of course, I love Marsha Blackburn for preserving our state and making sure that future generations don't have to pay a state income tax.
I remember thinking, because I was a younger man then, and I remember looking at what Phil was. I mean, I looked at it from the angle of a talk show host because I was a talk show host in Birmingham. And I'm like, man, that's the way to get the job done. That's the way to get it done. The way that Phil worked with like-minded people in the General Assembly to gather people together, Tennesseans together, to say, oh, hell no. No, you're not. You're not going to push this through the dead of night. You're going to hear from us first, and you're going to bear the consequences of your actions if you go ahead with this. And they realized that they couldn't do it.
And let's not forget that they were going against a Republican governor at the time also. So it really took a lot of courage to stand up against your own party, against a Republican governor at the time, and say, absolutely not, we're not going to pass a state income tax.
615-737-9986. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you're always invited. 16 after the hour with Tori Venables with Americans for Prosperity. What are some of the things going on in the General Assembly you guys are focused on?
So, number one on the agenda for us is the Regulatory Freedom Act. You guys might have even heard some ads on this radio station with Senator Blackburn also endorsing that act and talking about it. Pretty simple. What it does is makes it harder for the bureaucrats to pass more burdensome regulations that are going to cost our economy money. So the legislature gets more votes on or has more oversight on that. And it makes it easier to repeal old or more burdensome regulations. So it's a pretty big deal. It shouldn't. We've got over 50 co-sponsors now, so we are in quite good shape. As soon as we have the bill moving, I think that we'll get it done. And we'll be about the 10th state in the nation to get something like that done.
No, anything that brings the power back out of the Hill and back to the people. I'm all about it, and that's what you guys are all about as well. We'll talk about a few other things. I want to pick your brain on a couple of other pieces of legislation that I'm aware of, and I want to ask you, because this is kind of stuck in my craw, the DCS deal. If there's anything that we can do as a people or a government to try to better the situation involving the Department of Children's Services. It's 18 actually, after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello. 4460. That we are not renaming Murphy-Lago to the Murphy Money Pit. We're not doing that. I love my new house. Just sometimes you need to upgrade a few things. Sometimes you need to, step up your game. And my heating unit is over 10 years old, and it's time for a new one. So we're going to do that. It is Murphy-Lago now and forever. And I didn't even name the thing. Tori Venables with us with Americans for Prosperity, talking about some of the priorities that they have in the General Assembly. Do you guys support the Education Scholarship?
Absolutely. We support education freedom for every child across Tennessee. That's one of the reasons we endorsed Marsha Blackburn for governor.
Yeah. No. So I love that that you made that announcement earlier today.
Yep, with our state PAC, AFP state PAC.
Right. Because help me out here. You have to separate the two, right?
We do. So I am senior advisor to AFP state PAC. I am state director for Americans for Prosperity.
And those are different things, and never the two shall meet, I suppose,
Firewalled.
Right. I mean, because Americans for Prosperity, you're state director of an organization that doesn't do endorsements.
Yeah.
But this other wing is the one that's endorsing.
So basically, one's issue advocacy, where we work at the legislature, we work on policy, we lobby bills, we do the grassroots side. And the other side is our political endorsements and engagements. Vote for, vote against, accountability.
You guys worked hard to get, you were a part of the effort to get legislation to the people this November regarding property taxes.
Oh, yes, the property tax cap. Yeah.
I'm very excited about seeing how this vote turns out, because I think it's the people are going to destroy this thing. I mean, they're going to kill it. And just to make sure that they understand what we're doing, and Pamela, our mutual friend Pamela Furr, who works with you guys, was the first to make me aware of this. She said, "Do you know that there's a state property tax?" And I was like, "No, there's not." And she goes, "Yes, there is, because it's still on the books. It's at zero,
right?"
But the issue here is that at any point, they lose their minds up on the Hill, and we could have a state property tax right now,
right? And it was Rob Mitchell, the Rutherford County the Rutherford County property assessor, who brought the idea to us like a number of years ago and flagged it for us that it was still in the state constitution. So we started working with Beacon Center and a number of other groups to get it off the books so that we could protect future generations of Tennesseans. And so for anybody that's out there naysaying, you know what we also constitutionally banned? The income tax. And we don't ever have to worry about that again, just like we're never going to have to worry about the state property tax once you vote yes on 2 in November.
It's yes on 2.
Yes on 2.
Okay, very good. There's a piece of legislation that's come to my radar screen, and it seems to be it's a kind of a civil liberties bill, and it's not making a lot of waves on the Hill, but I'm curious your thoughts on it. It involves license plate readers. So right now, municipalities can pass license plate reader legislation individually. There's no uniformity to them, and there's a possibility that they could initiate a program with a third party by which they could have police contact with individuals, warrantless contact with individuals.
Are you talking about Bud Helsley's bill?
I am.
We support that bill. We support his bill. And we support that bill because we think the Constitution is far more important than any tool in the toolkit that is going to trample someone's Fourth Amendment rights. We think it's more important that law enforcement use the tools that they have, and even if it takes a bit longer, that they get a warrant and they do things the right way and they don't stample over the Constitution and people's rights.
And for those that are confused, so you can take, like, LPRs are a great technology, and I support the technology, but that doesn't mean that the police don't have to utilize it in the right way. And what this would require is if there's not a clear and present danger to an individual, or if there's not a real emergency involved, in a similar fashion to the way that the police can go into your home if they believe that a life is in danger right now without a warrant.
Right.
If there's a clear and present danger to an individual citizen, for example, they can go in without a warrant.
This goes far beyond LPRs, though. This is the flock cameras. This is setting up a surveillance state where they are tracking identifiable information on vehicles, on the people, the front, the back of the vehicle, the people in the vehicle, the time of day. And it's not just that where was this vehicle at a certain time. It's not just the government keeping that information. It's that the companies are keeping this information indefinitely and selling that information. And so the government is authorizing these companies to sell your personal data and track you in something that's not theirs to give.
And this bill provides civil liberty protections against that.
That's correct.
I'm all about it. I'm all for it. And more people need to know about it. More people need to support it. On the subject of final thought on the subject of DCS, I brought this up, and I know this is probably, not the front line of your area of focus with Americans for Prosperity, but it's just touched my heart.
It touched mine too. It really did. And watching it, it's been pulling on my heartstrings watching it, Matt. And of course, we support educational freedom for every child, and we want to see the education freedom scholarships expanded, and we've got the money in the budget to do that. And I don't really think it's a money problem. I don't really think it's a computer problem. I think it's a people problem. I think it's a heart problem. And if Tennesseans did what Tennesseans should do and stood up and started fostering like they should, because I've seen the governor ask time and again, hey, we need more foster families. We need to identify what the reasons are that people don't want to foster. I was a foster family. My husband and I fostered for a short time. I know the reasons why some families would not choose to continue that, but we need to get rid of the barriers. At the same time, providing safeguards to make sure that these kids are not going into bad situations. And we need to provide resources to the families that are doing it.
Right. I mean, no, I couldn't agree more. And I've heard from so many families, yesterday and into today, that have said the same thing. They've said, we fostered, and here's the reason why we'll never do it again. And it just breaks my heart because these people, their hearts are in the right place. They want to do it the right way, but it is often red tape, bureaucracy, government gobbledygook and garbage that they get frustrated about. And they're like, listen, we're trying to do the right thing, but we're out. And that's sad.
Yeah. I actually want to offer a resource that I know about that I think would help anyone that is either, whether you're a DCS worker or you are a foster family. It's something that Stand Together, one of the partner orgs that we work with, is working with. It's called Care Portal. It's free. It's a website where you can go and you can basically plug in what you're looking for and where you're looking for it. Churches can be part of it. It's careportal.org. And that is a very useful resource to anyone that's in the foster system or working in just trying to get help for a child in need. And, whether you are a part of a church community or you are a foster parent or you're even a DCS caseworker and you're just trying to fill that gap and meet those needs, careportal.org. Please go look it up. I think it'll be a good resource for people.
March 11th, going to be a big party at the Musicians Hall of Fame. That's in the municipal auditorium. Is that not right?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's underneath it, the basement.
Yeah. It's kind of the underneath area. So please be there. Folks need to RSVP, though.
They absolutely are going to have to RSVP. Doors open at 5 p.m. The event goes 5 to 8. As I said, we're going to have great speakers. We are going to have other speakers likely to announce. You have to RSVP if you want to secure your ticket.
And I would encourage you, Glenn Jacobs is going to be there, Knox County Mayor, absolute rock star in Tennessee. Obviously, Congressman Matt Van Epps, if you've never had an opportunity to meet Matt, he's a great guy, brand new congressman in the 7th Congressional District. He wants to meet you. For what it's worth, Matt Murphy will be there. There will be other speakers. And some of the names that are being floated, once these names go public, okay, you will not be able to get a seat. You will not be able to get a ticket. And this costs you nothing. This is, they just want you to come. But you need to RSVP now.
And we're celebrating America. We're celebrating America's 250th anniversary, our foundational principles that got us here and how we're going to take it into the next generation. If you want to be part of that, it's going to be an inspiring night. And, of course, come celebrate with us. It's the Give Me Liberty celebration.
Come on. Let's go. Patrick Henry might show up. You never know.
And you can RSVP at GiveMeLibertyNashville.com. Super easy.
Tori, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Matt.
There's Tori with Americans for Prosperity. Back in a moment, 33 after the hour on Super Talk. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. If you're watching on the Talk Television side of things, you're not watching on the Talk Television side of things. And I'm sorry. There is nothing that I can do. There is almost nothing that Jackson can do. There is nothing that Ken Weaver can do except hope. Hope is not a plan. Hope is an admission that there is nothing that we can do, and we hope that you get your YouTube, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Twitch, your Rumble back. So Talk TV is down for the time being. We're trying to reset that. And just as a reset, to those of you who might have switched over to the app, TuneIn, iHeart, Spotify, we thank you. Our own app, Super Talk 99.7 WTN, we thank you. So the bottom line is we had a couple of technical issues that cropped up. We identified what those issues were. We had to order parts, and that took a minute. And now we're trying to get the installation happening so that we can get back up to full song with our talk presentation on television, on the television side of things, to include video as well as audio presentation, to include multiple shots and to include better camera, focus, etc. And it's just a matter of timing. It's a matter of getting it in here. We will. I promise you, we are aware of it, and we'll get it in here. 42 after the hour. Ken is in Nashville before we get into Nincompoops. Hey, Ken.
Mr. Matt Murphy, how are you doing, sir?
I'm great, Ken. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I understand that you got your 1,000th show coming up. That's a very big accomplishment. I was wondering, do you have any special plans for that or for a big extravaganza?
You know what I was thinking about, Ken? I was thinking about a cookie cake.
No, for us.
Oh, you know what I was thinking about, Ken? I was thinking about offering the audience a cookie cake. We haven't, and I guess we should have talked about this in show meetings, if we ever have show meetings, that we should have a big blowout for the 1,000th show, shouldn't we?
I agree totally. I love listening to your show.
Well, you're a good man. I appreciate you, Ken. We will try to figure out. Thankfully, we've got one more day this week, and then we've got 2.5 more weeks. I guess that's about right. About 2.5 more weeks to be able to figure it out. So we'll see what we can do. We'll try to get out. So. We need to try to get out is what we need to try to do. And didn't we figure? Thank you, Ken, for the call. Didn't we? I think we figured this out at one time, Jackson. And if you're busy in there, let me know. But I think we said it was the 18th. Let me do the math. So we have 14 days to go to the 1,000th show. So tomorrow is 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. So, yeah, it's March 18th. It's Wednesday the 18th. So it's 2 weeks from yesterday. We will celebrate our 1,000th show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. What do you think? Cookie cake, Jackson? Yeah?
Aren't you leaving early that day?
Not on the 18th. On the 11th, I have to leave early. That's when I have to go to the Americans for Prosperity event. Have you? Have I told you? Don't say out loud if I have. Have I told you what I'm doing at that event?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's like a little bucket list item for me.
Wait.
Pretty cool.
Is it something you've told me about?
Well, I can't remember.
Let me say it in your ear.
Okay, just say it in my ear. I am not. But it's along those lines. It might have been, yes.
Okay.
Are we talking off the radio right now? What are we doing?
We were.
I
Now we're not.
I could hear every word Jackson said.
Mm-hmm. I can't.
I'm joking.
We haven't had a lot of Ken Weaver in our life today.
But Ken Weaver's been real busy in here, boy.
Like a one-legged man at a butt kicking contest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. What's been going on in there,
Man,
Ken?
it's just one of those. It's one of those days where it takes a lot of writing and rewriting and researching and making cross-referencing and that sort of thing. There's
Doing the news.
A lot of political news today, and when there's politics, you got to cross-reference. You got to double-check. You know what I mean?
I do.
You just got to make sure you got to put things in the context.
Well, you can't believe, we are reaching a point. Fellas, and I know we have Nincompoops to get to, but fellas, we are getting to a point. Remember when, when we were youngsters, even you, Jackson, you're still a little bit wet behind the ears, but when we were youngsters, they said, hey, don't believe anything unless you see it and hear it for yourself, right? That was kind of the litmus test.
Yes, sir.
Got to see it and hear it for yourself. Well, now, if you see it and hear it, you better do some cross-checking
got to do it.
Because it could be AI.
Right.
I see people falling for AI crap all the time. Y'all.
Constantly.
Y'all, kittens are not falling into elephant enclosures, and the elephants aren't picking them back up and putting them back out of the elephant enclosure. That is just not happening.
You have to cross your I's and dot your T's.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Jackson, you do. You have to cross your I's and dot your T's. Every time I see you, I cross my I's. And I dot my TTs. Can I get some Nincompoops music, please? Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what the real news is. Ken Weaver delivers those headlines twice an hour. I opine on said same. It is time that we expand our horizons, where we look all across the state of Tennessee, from Memphis to Bristol and all points in between. I was trying to remember. I was trying to think of Johnston City. I couldn't remember.
It's Johnson City.
It's Johnson. There's a Johnston City out there somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
From Memphis to Johnson City and all points in between. We go all across the state of Tennessee, these United States of America, nay, the world, where we find the Nincompoops. We present them daily to you, and you have an opportunity to vote on the Nincompoop of the day. Eventually, we gather those together and we present trophies and awards to Nincompoops of the week. And I don't look like I'm going to win it this week because I am woefully behind. Who won yesterday, Jackson?
Me.
Did you really?
You told me I did.
See.
My source was Matt Murphy.
I do think I totaled it up yesterday, Ken, and I think Jackson was the winner.
Okay, so yesterday, that was Cameron's.
Uh-huh. And Cameron.
So he beat Cameron's story?
He did. His story was what was your story, Jackson?
What was your story?
It was
I can't even remember it.
Really?
I do remember totaling it after the show, and I remembered begrudgingly.
Oh, the guy killing spiders by lighting little fires.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
Spider
what it
Killer.
was.
Yeah, Spider Killer. But it was between Cameron and Jackson.
Yeah.
And eventually I had to admit that Jackson won.
So the score is 2, Williams, Weaver 1, Murphy 0.
Yes.
That's a big hole, Brother Murphy.
Yes, Jackson.
So I am, if Ken doesn't win the next 2 days, I'm guaranteed to at least play rock, paper, scissors.
In the golf terminology, you are dormy. That's what we would call it in golf. You are dormy, meaning you can't lose. You can only go to overtime. But you could win it today.
I could. I got a good one.
Remember last week how despondent you were on Friday? You didn't even want to do Nincompoops in the news because you'd already lost.
Don't you feel the same way today?
No, not really.
Well, because you still have hope.
I still have a sliver of hope.
Wait till tomorrow. Wait till after I win today, and tomorrow's just an exhibition match. You just wait.
I don't feel like my stories are good enough. So you won yesterday, Jackson. What's the batting order?
First off, I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Are either of your stories from Ohio?
Maybe.
Mine does start with an O.
Mine does too. As in, oh, crap.
We're going to go Murphy, Weaver, Williams.
You're taking a little gamble there, buddy.
I am.
This one is not going to win me any awards. This one is not going to win me for the day. But I think this is a nincompoopery that needs to be addressed.
Let's hear it, Brother Murphy.
It has to do with specialty license plates. I'm not a fan of specialty license plates. I think they're stupid.
Really?
No, I mean, I just do. I mean, Ken.
Yes, sir.
If you got yourself a specialty plate.
Yeah.
Well, Bell's got one.
Does he?
It was inspired by my nickname for him. I called him Headless Bell.
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe he doesn't want me to say this, but his license plate says Headless on it.
Yeah.
Hedless. Headless.
Right.
Or, heedless. I don't like specialty license plates, but as they go, this one's pretty good. Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, has a message for a Long Island grandfather that you're in luck. A fellow by the name of Sid Bykowski has been in a fight of his life since last January to keep his customized license plate. January 23rd, Bykowski posted on social media that the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles had pulled his custom plate, calling it, quote, objectionable. A letter he shared from the DMV said he must destroy his old plates and replace them with new standard plates that the state provided. Bykowski said no. He had a we objection to the plate being called objectionable. The plate in this case reads, you might want to write this down, Jackson, so you can spell it out.
I saw this story. I know what it says. I didn't think it was funny.
What do you mean you didn't think it was funny?
I didn't think it was a good nincompoop, so I kept scrolling. It says pee before you go, right? Oh, pee before we go. My fault. Pee before we go.
Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah, that's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
That's not funny?
No.
You don't think that's funny?
No. Ken, you think it's funny?
It's kind of funny.
I just do the news, boys.
Nope, this is Nincompoops. You're involved.
Okay, I'm with you, fellas.
Bykowski said he had a wee objection to the plate being called objectionable. It's a simple plea. It's not an incitement to riot. Have we inflamed the very soul of toddlers everywhere, struggling against all odds to hold it in, he said, other than to evoke a smile, a passing thumbs up, a wink or a nod from motorists and pedestrians. Where's the groundswell of objection to the public display of benign jest, wrote Bykowski. His story did not whiz past Hochul, who intervened on his behalf. She called his plate a public service. Hochul said that she had to go give Bykowski a call to give him the good news. I read about your plate, and the DMV took your plate away. I loved it, and we're going to get it back to you. So the nincompoops in this story are the Department of Motor Vehicles that make arbitrary decisions as to how they do all these things. And yes, Jackson.
I've been asked to ask you what plate's on your motorcycle.
It's a don't tread on me plate. But it's I don't know what the numbers are. But it says it's don't tread on me.
Your brother told me to ask you.
Oh, did he now?
He did.
But that's not a specialty plate. It's not a vanity plate.
I'm surprised you don't have a Dolly Parton plate.
Yeah, they look kind of prissy. I don't care for them. Jackson, who's next?
Ken Weaver.
Oh, well, then you go right ahead, Brother Ken.
All right, boys.
I think your story's great, Ken, by the way, before it gets started. Jackson's
Me
sucks.
too. I think Ken's going to have a great story.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You boys ready?
We're ready.
A United Airlines passenger ended up in a different country after accidentally boarding the wrong flight. The passenger was headed from Los Angeles to Nicaragua with a layover in Houston, Texas, but ended up in Tokyo. The passenger reportedly realized mid-flight that he or she was on the wrong flight and asked the flight attendant why the trip to Houston was taking 6 hours rather than just over 3 hours. They ended up landing in Tokyo, stayed at a hotel for 2 nights while United sorted out a travel itinerary to the original destination. At first, they offered a $300 travel credit as an apology, but later offered $1,000 in travel credits.
Did you say, why is this taking so long? You're going to the wrong place?
Yeah, why is it taking so long to get to Houston?
You're not going to Houston, sir.
That's what we in the business call an upgrade.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. A lot of folks chimed in on Reddit. They said, yeah, if by 6 hours you haven't arrived in Houston, something's definitely wrong, but I'd love to go to Japan by mistake. They typically announce the flight's destination at least one time before they close the door. Perhaps a lack of technology or a language barrier was involved here. And then another user commented, you'd be surprised how clueless people are.
I don't understand how that happens to anyone. You're a nincompoop if that happens to you.
Yeah, I make sure.
Yes.
I mean,
They make it ultimately on the airline. Like, you gave them a ticket that said you were going to Houston, and they let you board a flight to Japan?
That's kind of what you would think. I mean, I always double check. I mean, double, triple, quadruple check. I'm at the right gate.
You know, I'm
afraid that'll happen.
I get on the plane and I start loudly talking about, boy, oh boy, great day to go to Baltimore, ain't it? And make sure that no one's expression changes. We're not going to Baltimore. We're going to the Bahamas. Jackson, you better go quick.
All right.
Boo!
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 All right. Suspect dubbed Oscar the Grouch caught hiding in a trash can video shows. Police dash cam video shows a sanitation worker getting a big shock when a suspect pops out of a trash bin. Dash cam video from the Huber Heights Police Department was shared on social media. Police said the suspect ran off during a routine traffic stop. As the officer was searching for the area for the suspect, a sanitation worker was moving a trash bin. The worker opens the bin and jumps up in a startle when he sees a man hiding. The suspect then jumps out of the bin and starts to run. However, the cop ran after him and placed him into custody. Police have dubbed the suspect Oscar the Grouch. It is not clear what charges the suspect could face.
So my nincompoop story is worse than your nincompoop story, and your nincompoop story is basically a guy got arrested and he hid in a trash can.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's let the people decide. Vote Weaver, vote Murphy, or Jackson.
Weaver!
That's how we do it. Nincompoops in the news. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.